Welcome to Oryx Learning. Today's lesson is on Unit 5, Functions, Lesson 2, Relations. Nura owns a movie rental store. Nura charges $3.50 per movie rental. She has created a table where X represents the number of movies rented and Y represents the total cost. Nura is a visual person, though, and wants to know what the graph of the table would look like. How can Nura create a graph to represent the situation? If you would like to see the graph, please follow along and we'll revisit this question at the end. A relation is any set of ordered pairs. Relations can be represented as ordered pairs, tables, or graphs. The domain of the relation is the set of x coordinates. The range of the relation is the set of y coordinates. Here is a relation represented with ordered pairs: -2, 3, 1, 2, 0, -1, and 3, 1. As you can see, the domain is the set of all of the x coordinates, which include -2, 1, 0, and 3. The range is the set of all of the y coordinates, which, as you can see from the arrows, would be 3, 2, -1, and 1. If you were listing the domain and range as a set, you would normally put them in order from least to greatest. Here is the same set of ordered pairs shown in a table, with x values and y values: -2, 3, 1, 2, 0, -1, and 3, 1. And if we graph the ordered pairs, the graph of that relation would look like this. Identify the part of the graph that is highlighted in yellow. If we look at the first answer choice, quadrant 1, Quadrant 1 is where the x values are positive and the y values are positive, which is where the arrow points. That is not the highlighted section, so it's not quadrant 1. The origin is where the x-axis and the y-axis intersect, or the point 0, 0. As we can see, that is also not the highlighted section of the graph. The x-axis is the horizontal axis in the coordinate plane, as shown by the arrow. That's also not the highlighted portion of the graph. The highlighted portion of the graph is quadrant 2. Quadrant 2 is where the x values are negative and the y values are positive, as shown in the highlighted section. State the domain and range for the set of points -7, 2, 3, -5, 0, 11, and 4, -1. So the domain is all of the x values, and like I mentioned earlier, we're going to list them in order from least to greatest. So the smallest x value is -7. Then we'll go to 0, 3, and 4. So the domain is all of the x values in order: -7, 0, 3, and 4. The range is the set of all of the y coordinates, and we'll put them in order from least to greatest as well. So as you can see, -5 is the smallest. And if we keep going, we'll go to -1, 2, and 11. So our range is -5, -1, 2, and 11. Express the relation in the table as a graph. Then state the domain and range of 6, 8, 0, -1, -5, 2, and 3, 10. Creating the table, I'll list the x values and the y values, and I'm going to put the points in order by their x value. So the smallest x value is -5, so that would be the point -5, -2. Then I'm going to go to an x value of 0, which is the point 0, -1, and then 3 for the point 3, 10, and then 6 for the point 6, 8. The domain is all of the x values, and they're already in order, so -5, 0, 3, and 6. And the range would be all of the y values also in order. So -2, -1, 8, and 10. If we plot these points on the graph on the coordinate plane, it looks like the image shown. As we can see, the points -5, -2, 0, -1, 3, 10, and 6, 8 are all graphed. City Bikes rents bicycles by the hour at a cost of $5 per hour. Make a table of ordered pairs for renting a bike for 4, 5, 6, and 7 hours. Then graph the ordered pairs. So my x values will be 4, 5, 6, and 7. To find the y values, I'll multiply the x values by the $5 per hour. So 4 times 5 gives me 20. 5 times 5 is 25. 6 times 5 is 30. And 7 times 5 is 35, creating the points 420, 525, 630, and 735. If I plot those points, I get a graph that looks like this. Back to Nura. Nura owns a movie rental store. Nura charges $3.50 per movie rental. She has created a table where X represents the number of movies rented and Y represents the total cost. Nura is a visual person, though, and wants to know what the graph of the table would look like. How can Nura create a graph to represent the situation? So here we have Nura's table, the points 1, 3.5, 2, 7, 3, 10.5, and 4, 14. So we need to plot all of those ordered pairs, and that would give us the graph that looks like this. As you can see, each point is plotted and labeled. So let's review. There are 3 ways we can represent a relation. An ordered pair, for example, the points -2, 3, 1, 2, 0, -1, and 3, 1. When represented as an ordered pair, all of the x values represent the domain. So in this case, you can see that the domain would be -2, 1, 0, and 3. All of the y values would be representing the range. As we can see in this example, the range would be 3, 2, -1, and 1. And remember, if you're listing the domain or range in a list, you want to list them in numerical order from least to greatest. Another way we can represent a relation is with a table, taking the ordered pair, separating the x's and the y's into a table as shown below. And a third way we can represent a relation is with a graph. We could take all of the coordinates in the ordered pairs and plot them on the coordinate plane to create a graph. That is our lesson for today. Thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoyed it.